Hello there, Abundant Life Living community. It is Coach Tonya Bryant. I'm the owner of Abundant Life Living, and I support women who are ready to transform their life through learning how to shift their mindset. I am super excited to be on. I've been talking about the last 2 days. I've been talking about the P word. That's right, dealing with procrastination. I don't know about you, but procrastination has been such a thorn in my side. It has really just been a challenge for me. And if you let it, procrastination can just out and out steal your um, just steal your peace. Just really have you feel in all kinds of way. I was reading an article and they were talking about the when we kind of dig under and understand what why we are procrastinating. So the research says that procrastination really has little bit to do with being lazy or just even a lack of self-control. Oftentimes we're procrastinating. We put things off because we want to avoid negative feelings, right? Procrastination. There may be a way we're feeling some kind of way, and oftentimes those feelings aren't positive feelings. They're negative feelings, and so to kind of avoid those feelings or to try to um, deal with those feelings, we get involved with something else, right? We know that it's there, but it's not because we're lazy, right? Or we just lack the self-control, but it's how we're feeling. There's a feeling attached to us. And so we're allowing that feeling to drive our behavior. And so what happens is we then maybe jump on social media, jump on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, start watching videos and what have you, just to avoid the feeling that we may be experiencing because of a task. And it might be because this task is so overwhelming, or maybe we're not even sure how to do it. And so there's a lot of uncertainty, uncertainty about it. And so then we begin to just we're trying to to get rid of that feeling, or to move that feeling out of the way for a moment, because really we're not sure about the task and what we need to do, and or we're just so overwhelmed. And so I thought that was really interesting. And so again, we have to become intentional in dealing with procrastination. Now, in my last two videos or posts or whatever you want to call them, I kind of talked about, oops, wrong thing. Here we go. In the first one, we talked about kind of some of the things that I want to just look at my notes real quick. Some of the impacts or effects that happen when we deal with procrastination, when procrastination is very prevalent in our life. So our stress level increases, the quality of our work is lowered, we waste time, we miss opportunities, we constrain our relationships, right? Those are some of the impacts that happens because of procrastination. So then I think on Tuesday, I began to talk about some steps that you can take to combat procrastination. And so I believe on Tuesday, I talked about, if you have a task, break it up into smaller steps so that you're not so overwhelmed. Then I also talked about setting deadlines, right? Um, when we set deadlines, it really kind of creates this sense of urgency, right? So setting deadlines. Um, then today, I want to talk about three more steps that you can take to combat. procrastination. And then I think on, because today is Wednesday, and then on Thursday, we'll talk about the last three, and we'll move on. I just want you so equipped with just dealing with procrastination. As I said, many of you know that know that there's things that you have to get done. And so even before I talk about, let me recap um, kind of before I start talking about steps that you can take to combat procrastination. Let's remind ourselves again, what is procrastination? So to procrastinate, it means that you're delaying or putting off things that you need to get done. You're putting off writing that book, right? You're putting off coming up with a plan to lose weight. You're putting off with, you know, and n- I've talked about I have a very strong spiritual base, right? Background, everything that I do is very Christ centered, very spiritually focused. And so, maybe God is speaking to you that, okay, you need to move, move physically, or move to another job, because he wants to bless you, but he's waiting for you. And again, as I said, oftentimes we procrastinate because we're feeling some kind of way. Our feelings play a huge part in why we procrastinate. And so we're putting off things that that needs to get done. And not that you just know that needs to get done, but oftentimes we're putting off things that are that will bring us peace, that will bring us a sense of freedom, that will take us to another economic level, income level. We're procrastinating, right? Because we're feeling some kind of way. We're fearful, or there's frustration or we're overwhelmed, right? So your feelings and procrastination go hand in hand. Again, oftentimes it's not just about being lazy, or but it's because how you're feeling, right? And so again, to procrastinate is to delay or put off things that that needs to get done. And so I want to talk about three more steps that you can take to help you begin to combat procrastination. So we talked about, let's see, Tuesday, we talked about breaking things into smaller steps that just, and then setting deadlines. One way that you can begin to combat procrastination is by prioritizing taking care of yourself. You've got to understand that taking care of yourself is not about a luxury, but it's a necessity. And when you begin to shift your mind and understand, okay, I need to take care of me, because it's a necessity. It's a necessity for me to get to my next. It's an it's necessary for me to be effective in whatever it is I need to do. If you're gonna deal with procrastination, you've got to begin to prioritize self care. As I talked about, often procrastination is not about just being lazy, but it's about our emotions, right? It's about how we feel. And so we've got to kind of do some treatment, maybe do some treatment in our mind, meditation, walking, exercising, taking care of yourself. You need to allocate time for relaxing and for just self-care. And I know that it almost seems kind of, what's the word, um trite, or that's the big thing. It's a fad, but it's a reality. Again, You taking care of yourself is not a luxury, but it's necessary. It's necessary for you to be able, getting your mind right so that you can begin to tackle the things that you need to get done. So, a way that you can begin to combat procrastination is taking care of yourself. Remember, self-care, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And if you don't begin to take care of yourself, you don't take the time to rest, you don't take the time to relax, right? Then it's going to um, give way to frustration and all of these other feelings that then fuel your procrastination, right? Okay, so another thing that you need to do, that you can do to combat procrastination, is time management. And I know people get so sick of hearing that, but that's just the reality. If you want to begin to deal with procrastination, you've got to manage your time. You've got to learn how to manage your time. You got to there is a method. It's called uh pama you know what? Let me pull it up because I don't want to. It's Italian for tomato. This young guy, let me see. I thought I had. Let's see, Pomodoro. It and the basically this is a method. Let me go back here. This is a method. You know what? Where you use a timer, and so ideally, you break you so there's a couple steps in the process. So you pick a task. What is it that you need to get done? You set a 25-minute timer. So once you figure out what your task is, you set 25 minutes to working on that task, being intentional, being focused, not checking your emails, not on Twitter, not playing. You are focused on that task for 25 minutes. You have a timer that you need to set. As I said, you work on the task until that time is up. Once the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. All right. Now, depending upon what your task, it says that your next step is you do 4 sets of the uh pama. I can't say this. Pama. I am gonna. You know what? Let's see. How okay, here we go. How do I pronounce? And so here it is. Pomodoro. The Pomodoro. There we go. At any rate, so you've taken your 5-minute break, and every 4 pomodoros, you'll break up your task in 4 of the pomodoros, right? So you take a 5-minute break, then you do another 25 minutes until you get that task done. And so they're saying you shouldn't do no more than 4 pomodoros. Um, and then once you've taken 4, you can take a longer break. So in between 15 to 30 minutes, right? And so the idea is that you are, instead of just consuming yourself, you're breaking it up in steps, right? And so I thought this technique was really, really interesting. And so when you're taking that break, enjoy that 5-minute break, right? Um, if you after 4 pomodoros, take a longer, more restorative 15-minute to 30-minute break, as I said. So the idea that breaking down the projects or tasks, it makes life easier. It makes There's something about your mind in when you begin to break down the tasks, right? And then having that timer to stop you, because sometimes we could just go on and go on. But again, we don't want to overwhelm ourselves. And so by doing those breaks, it's kind of allowing you to step away from it, breathe, um, do what you need to do, and then come back at it. All right. So that was one of our. I'm going to talk about one more thing. So we're talking about right now. Let me get back to. We're talking about right now um, steps that you can take to combat um, procrastination, right? Steps that you can take. So we talked about the importance of prioritizing self-care. Remember, self-care, it's not a luxury, it's a necessity in your life. We talked about time management, and then I talked about the Pomodoro method. So when you break things down into 25-minute increments. Then the last thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to stop, is when you want to combat procrastination, it's important for you to understand your motivation or find your motivation. Discover what motivates you. Sometimes knowing why you're doing something can help kickstart your drive, right? So knowing, why am I doing this? Am I just just so you kind of digging inside. And so these three that the first two really deal, when I talked about prioritize self-care, that's, you got to deal with you. You got to take care of you, right? When we're talking about, and then this step here, finding your motivation, discovering what is it that drives me. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Okay, I'm writing this paper because my overarching goal is I am in a program. And in order for me to get my degree, I have to do this paper because I want to have a better life. I want to make more money. I have found what I'm passionate about, and this is a part of the process. So I'm educating myself. So when you understand and you find your motivation, you know your why. That's one of the ways that's going to help you deal with procrastination, because okay, I'm doing this because I have to do this in order to get to this step, right? So today we talked about three things that you can do to begin to combat procrastination. Prioritize your self care. Four, time management. Break things down. You can use the Pomodoro okay, yeah. Anyway, you can use that process. Break things down in 25-minute increments, right? Take a break, then get back at it. Then we talked about finding your motivation. What is your why? What is your why? And so tomorrow, I want to give you some more. I'm going to give you three more steps of how you can begin to combat procrastination. Now, one of the ways that I believe you can really begin to deal with procrastination is by getting into community, is by holding yourself accountable, right? And so I want to share with you, let me hide this and let me stop this. And then okay. I want to share with you about a monthly mentoring program that I have created to help you with various barriers and things that you're dealing with. And so let me pull up. I'm going to share my screen and talk a little bit about it. Okay, a present. Share screen. Hold, please. Okay, here we go. All right. So this is the program that I'm speaking about. Transforming Your Life Mentoring Program, moving from fear to power. Now, this program really is a monthly program designed to help you begin to transform different aspects of your life through mindset shifts, through language shifts, through learning how to move from fear to power through mentorship. All right. A mentor is someone that's going to help you discover your potential. It's going to help you, they're going to help you discover your destiny, right? They're going to help you discover the why. We just talked about one of the reasons we procrastinate is because we don't know what our motivation is. And that's oftentimes because we don't know our destiny, or we don't even understand just who we are. And so through this mentorship program, um, I will be acting, or not acting, I will be your mentor to help you begin to transform your life. Some of the benefits of this program is that each month we meet live via Zoom for a 45-minute group mentoring session with myself. And so we will deal with the topic, and it's like a workshop. So it's an interactive mentoring slash workshop session where I will be dealing with the topic. I will be, and then we will kind of dissect. We will do different activities. We will have handouts. We will have various things and equip you with tools to help you again begin to transform your life, to help you if you're struggling with procrastination. This is perfect. If you're dealing with fear, if you're dealing with the wrong mindset, this mentoring program is designed to give you tools of how you can um, combat the barriers that's preventing you from living the abundant life. My business is abundant life living. And so I am here. It's based off of John 10:10. And the Bible says that the thief come but to steal, kill, and destroy. But I have come that you may have life, and life more abundantly. And that word life, when we dissect it, it is Zoe, the absolute fullness of life. See, we need mentors in our life to help us see areas that we can't see, to help us combat, to help us take care of those blind spots so that we can move forward. And so, so again, you have access to me every month, a live session interactive will be on Zoom. You'll have, if you're not able to make it, we will have, you'll have access to a replay. I also provide you, when you register for this monthly program, I provide you with affirmations for success. Affirmations, and that goes back to what you're speaking about yourself. I give you these affirmations for success so that you can begin to speak them over your life. You can begin to create your environment, right? Many of us, we're our own worst enemy because of what we're putting our mouths, we're putting our own mouth on ourselves in a negative way. And so we've got to begin to affirm who we are, we've got to begin to change that. And so I have affirmations of success that you will have as one of the tools to help you really begin to transform your life. Additionally, you will have you'll get a discount on any upcoming classes or programs that I'm offering through Abundant Life Living. Also, we have a private Facebook community for those that are a part of this group. This allows us to be able to have further conversation, because you learn in community, you grow and you develop in community. From time to time, I'll be doing pop-ups in the private Facebook group. So it really is an opportunity for you to start doing the work to get yourself in alignment and to get yourself focused and intentional so that you can begin transforming your life, right? You can begin changing, you can begin to do certain things. You get working on certain things so that you can live that abundant life. So if you're interested in this program, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You can go to abdlifeliving.com slash TYL mentoring. It's scrolling all the way across the bottom of your screen. It's only $47 for this program. You can sign up for it monthly, or if you're like, I this is something I know I need. I'm ready to make an investment. You can get the program and pay $470 for a year long access to the program. It saves you $94. Then you also get a bonus of every twice a year, every 6 months, you get a 30-minute coaching session with me. So we can talk about purpose. We can talk about whatever you want, but it's a one-on-one coaching session with me if you go ahead and do the annual payment. It is time. I'm going to stop sharing. It is so time for you to begin to transform your life. I want to thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I will be on again tomorrow, and we'll finish up with some additional steps of how you can begin to combat procrastination in your life. Again, if you're interested in this program, you can go to abdlifeliving.com/TYL mentoring. Now, I also want to, if you're like, you know what, Tanya, I want to do that. And I'm thinking that, I might need some coaching. I might need some one on one coaching. I want to invite you to go ahead and to get on do a free discovery call with me. So you can go to bit.ly/ all lowercase, call Coach Tonya B, and it will bring you to my calendar, and you can go ahead and schedule a time where we can talk about how I can support you, even outside of the mentoring program. You're wanting some one-on-one coaching. I have a few slots available. I would love to see if you're a fit. And so again, you want to go to bit.ly/call Coach Tonya B. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.